Welcome to this career relationship reading, where we look at career path in terms of what is the relationship with the people and the environment that we're currently in. Maybe you don't have a relationship with it. Maybe you did have a good relationship with it and now it's gone sour or it's changed in some way. Our relationship to how we express ourselves through our work in the world is like any other relationship. And it has cycles of growth and rebirth, and as we change, how we feel about it changes. So welcome, I'm Kristen. This is In the Good, and let's get going. We're gonna find out what your current energy with your career path is. We're gonna find out the energy of the career path and the combined energies. Just like a love reading. All right, your energy in your current work is harmony. Awesome. The energy of where you are is patience. And the combined energy is sorrow. Okay. All right. This is interesting. So I think that something has gone down in the work environment that's causing people are upset, they're sad. Perhaps, okay, I'm feeling for some of you there was a takeover or your company was taken over by another company and there are people coming in, there are other bosses, and there was firing, letting go. Some people were let go. I think you are trying to find harmony and you're trying to be patient with what is aligning, what is going to be happening in this work environment as it moves forward. I think this was a place that you really did have a lot of harmony and balance with. You really liked it. It was very emotionally fulfilling. I think that you enjoyed the people that were around you. I really am feeling cutbacks or people that were let go or people that left. And I think some people left perhaps because of changes that were happening in that environment that were making them sad, that were emotionally unfulfilling to them, or there was something in the environment that they couldn't bear witness to any longer, is what wants to be said. Yeah. And I think there have been many cycles within this company. I feel like for some of you it's a large company or it's a corporation where there have been many cycles. I feel like there's a boss or there are people that are higher up that are constantly almost like in a rebirth and death cycle where it's changing. For many of you, this was a place that started out smaller and it grew and grew and grew over a period of time. And this harmonious environment became one that it feels more corporate. It felt less personal. And there was letting go and or people that left because for some of them, it was they questioned the ethical or moral substance in the changes. But you're here in harmony and you're witnessing and you're being patient around this. With these two dolphins here, I feel like you do have allies that you're feeling this with, that you're going through this with. So I'm not picking up on that you necessarily want to leave or that you should leave, although some of you may be in that place of thinking about things with all the changes going on. Yeah, this is, there's a pregnancy here. So there's something new that is coming. There is something that it's been a creation process that's taken a long period of time. I really do feel like, bosses, people at the top, perhaps you are in harmony with these people. You feel good about them. I think there was a lack of trust from some people about these changes that were occurring and taking place. And it almost was bringing everything down. There feels like there's an excitement in these changes. And it's interesting because sometimes things change and some people aren't in alignment with it, even if it's what you perceive as something good or exciting, or maybe you just feel like this is the natural flow of how things are. Sometimes people have a dream when they start out, whether this is a corporation that's 50 years old or something that's 5 years old. People have a dream and they start with where they can. And then it grows and expands. And not everybody is in alignment with the growth or the expansion. I think some people felt like there was a certain amount of personal or being personal with clients perhaps that no longer exists. For some people, things got put onto Zoom and they felt like they couldn't function in a job where they were meeting clients and everything was on Zoom. They felt like they needed to be more face to face. But regardless of which, it's people that left, it feels like the bit of an end of an era, but it's also the space that needs to be created when something new is coming in. Like when you're birthing a child, you have to have a place to put the child, and sometimes people leave so that other people can come in. And there's always a questioning of who these people are. Am I going to get along with them? Being afraid of new ideas. And it can be very emotional. You're wondering if there can still be harmony within this shift, within this expansion. Is there going to be harmony for me within this expansion as people leave and people come in? And perhaps there were budgetary cutbacks. There was a need within this expansion to make things more concise. And it's always very sad. For some of you too, I think you're wondering if this is a cutback situation, am I going to be cut back? And that's not particularly what I'm picking up here. Although you may be wondering for yourself, is this a time for me to reevaluate where I really want to be? Even though I have harmony here and I'm willing to be patient, is this something that over the years to come is not going to be in alignment with me anymore? Is it going to be something that's going to emotionally weigh on me because this is not the cycle that I'm in? This is the cycle that the boss is in, the people that are in charge are in, because it's not negative. The question is it me? Is there something else for me? And you don't have to decide that right now. This is also being the observer as you sit in a place that, although is very harmonious and you feel peaceful, there's peace of mind for you. There are people there that you connect with. This is being able to not be able to drown yourself in any kind of emotion or other people's emotions. And perhaps it's not even the people that left, regardless of how they left. It could be the response from people around you about the chaos of this expansion, this new cycle that's coming up. And you're having to kind of pull back and not let yourself be pulled into how other people are reacting emotionally to the situation. You're able to look at it and have perspective on it. And what is really going to be good for me? Just because somebody else is sad, upset, being dramatic. For some people, they're, starting to gossip. Like, people have all kinds of reactions when they're feeling threatened or they're sad or they're emotional. Some people don't want you to know that's how they feel. And some people in this state could not be functioning in their job as well as they should be. And as a result, that is going to be worse for them than anything else. It's almost like one of you has to sit down and tell someone, look, you need to pull yourself together emotionally because there are changes happening here and you don't want to end your cycle here unnecessarily. that you need to remind someone that they need to step back and be the observer, to take themselves out of being into this sea of emotion, that that there is support here. You don't want to enable. Perhaps there's been someone that's always coming to you because they're feeling very emotional about these changes, and you want to stop enabling them. Because there is an opportunity here to be emotionally satisfied, regardless of whether you stay in this position or not. I think that in these changes, in this new cycle, you could be offered something, a position, a promotion, some sort of a switch in what you're doing that is very new and fresh for you. That's different from what you've done. Perhaps you've been there 5, 10, 20 years, but they want you to go over here now and work with these people and do this because someone has seen that you have gifts, skills, and talents that could also be utilized in a different area. And it can make you feel young. It can make you feel like you're an intern trying to figure things out. But it's also an opportunity to play and to break up the monotony of your work life, of your relationship. It's sort of like any relationship that kind of gets stagnant and a little bit boring and a little bit routine. You want to spice it up. You want to try something new. There's an opportunity to try something new within this expansion. And perhaps you moving to a different spot, getting a promotion, getting a title change. Perhaps this brings in sorrow, or it brings up feelings for someone because maybe they feel like, you're usurping their territory, or perhaps you are becoming equal now with someone that was sort of like higher up than you. That's going to resonate with some of you. You're about to get transferred or get a title change or something where someone that's been above you, you are now their equal, and that is going to tug into their sense of worth, their sense of value, their sense of importance. How important am I to the company? Is this their way of trying to either get rid of me, or I'm not as valuable, I'm not going to be as important. And you have to be able to step away from that, right? To stay in harmony, to stay in your emotional, to sort of be the observer, that this is not personal, that if somebody takes something personal, you don't have to take it personal with them. It's not about them. Someone's going to start making something about them. I also feel like as you shift and move, you could have people under you for the first time. You could be perhaps mentoring or teaching or showing someone the ropes. And that can feel different for the first time if you've never done that before. You are being trusted to now you pass your knowledge on, and perhaps somebody new is going to be kind of coming into the position where you were, or they want you to have assistance, and maybe not an assistant, but it could be an assistant, but also assistance. Some of you are being recognized that the job that you're doing requires more resource, more support. You need more help to get things done. With this King of Swords here, it's about not being afraid to speak your truth and speak your mind and step up to the plate in this leadership place. Some of you are going to be working with more contracts, with more paperwork, with more admin, and that's going to take a little bit of time to get used to. And I think for some of you, you're going to want to pass this down to other people. Like, there is more paperwork, but you can maneuver and shift things to other people that are there to help you. Like, they're there to learn. And like part of this process is, okay, if I have risen up, if I've changed, if I've switched, if I've got promotion, if I've got a different title, if I'm making more money, I have more responsibilities, but then there is also a freedom to pull in others. This person that, for those of you that are resonating, that feels like you're equals with them now, and that is bringing up stuff for them. They may feel like they're getting kicked out, and They're not getting to do the exciting part of the work anymore. And again, that's not for you to judge or get involved with. You're going to have to be direct with someone. And when people are in this state and they're emotional and they're feeling triggered and they're feeling like their value is being questioned or attacked, if that's their perception of it, they might be sharp with you. Like in this change, in this expansion, someone might be sharp with you, and that may cause emotional disruption, sorrow, grief, sadness. It could bring up personal stuff for you that has nothing to do with work. Like it could remind you of how your parents treated you, or how your ex-husband or wife treated you, or how bullies on the playground treated you. If that happens, it's okay. What you want to do is kind of observe that within yourself, like, wow, that's bringing up some stuff that's personal. And it doesn't devalue it, it's really happening. And it's bringing up this other stuff. I think it's important to recognize that these things are being triggered. That's something for you to work on, to bring yourself in harmony with, and taking the opportunity to perhaps pull in resource therapists, mentors, dear friends that you trust, people that you can talk to about this experience. But I think it also teaches you that I don't want to say you need to be sharp back, but you need to stand in your grounded heart intelligence, trusting your gut and inner knowing that you don't need to stand for this and be treated like this. And to admit to yourself, yes, I have we all have these things. Like everything is affecting all the different parts of our lives, right? So if we're having trouble in a relationship at the moment, and a person at work says a phrase or something, like that person that just broke up with you in this really harsh way, it's okay to see how these things thread together and twine together. But it's an opportunity and a learning experience to stand up for yourself, because you've earned what's coming towards you. You've earned it, and it's here. And you have to be in the clarity of what you're creating for yourself. And what you're creating for yourself is the truth of how you feel about your work. And that nothing can knock you out of your harmony. That nothing can, and if you do get knocked off, you are learning the skills and taking the time to learn how to bring yourself back into regulation when you need to. So don't forget to take off a little bit early on a Friday, to go spend times, to make sure that you have the weekends to recharge. Because in order to be the leader that you are, in order to be able to lead others, to be able to give everything, you need to be able to give to yourself first. So that is it for today. Thank you so much for hanging out with me and listening to me and hearing the insights. I am so happy to be here sharing with you. If you want to get curious and come back and hang out with me more, I hope that you will subscribe. It would mean the world to me. I would love to connect with you more. And don't forget to check out love readings. They come out every Friday. General energies come out every Monday. And I hope to see you back here very soon. Be well.